Welcome back to part 2 of the bathroom decluttering. Today we are going to be doing beauty products and makeup. I'm trying to do anything that I didn't do in the last video, which focused on first aid, medicine, as well as other bath products like body care items and things like that. So if you haven't seen that video yet, make sure to watch that one. I will link it here for you if you are interested. But today, like I said, we are doing beauty products and makeup. And I am starting by taking everything out of the center cabinet we have here on top of our countertop. I have my daily use products on Lazy Susan's, as well as these 2 wicker type bins, one for skincare, one for hair care, with all of my backup products. You'll see I do have a lot of backup hair care products and skincare products. A lot of these were sent to me. Some things I bought when they were on sale, which is tough because I don't like to say to buy things, and I don't personally like to buy things just because they are on sale. I don't think that's a reason to purchase something. But if it is one of your tried and true products, like a shampoo or conditioner that you're constantly going through, I personally think that that is an okay thing to buy extras of and to have a little bit of back stock if it's on sale. Other things that I'm going through are like free samples or smaller items that came with the purchase of a larger item. I also realize how long some of these items take to go through, like my hair oils. It can take me years, it seems like, to go through a single hair oil product. It feels like that's what most of my back stock is here for both the hair care and the skincare, is things that I know I am actually going to use. So it's tough to want to declutter things when you know you're going to get to it. I am trying to keep in mind expiration dates, trying to make sure I don't open beauty products unless I'm ready to use them, because oftentimes that's what starts ticking the clock on the expiration date. It is a date from when you open the product. So I don't want to do that unless it's necessary, but there are things like extra toner pads, which are the toner pads I use every morning. There's extra face sunscreen. I have extra moisturizer. And then the things that aren't the type of products I always use are kind of the ones that are ending up in the decluttering pile. You'll also see that small little pile there I have of skincare products. That's going in my daily use drawer. I have one drawer at the top of my sink where I have all of my basic daily skincare products, as well as my basic daily makeup products that I am trying to focus on. And if you haven't been following me for a while, you might not know that I like to try and go through my beauty products and declutter them by using them up. So having this backstock method, and then having the Lazy Susan's with what I use every day, or the top drawer with what I use every day, and keeping other things out of sight, out of mind, I can actually finish up one of my hair oils, for example, and then I can pull down the next one instead of using 2 at the same time, and then it would truly take forever to get rid of both of them, or to get rid of even one of them, as opposed to the way where I'm focusing on one product at a time and trying to just reduce the amount of stuff I have. And yes, it seems like a lot, but I promise you, I used to have way more bathroom stuff. I'm a beauty lover. I love cosmetics. I love makeup. And I had a phase where I bought way too much stuff. I am done doing that. The only time I buy new makeup products now is when I actually run out of something and I need it, and I don't have any backstock left. And you'll see I have these Lazy Susan's organized by color. I have one with pinks and oranges, warm colors, and then the other one with cool colors, purples and blues. I don't know why, I just kind of like the look of that. I easily could have done it with hair care on one side and skincare on the other. I've just been playing around with the way that I organize it. And once I got those loaded in the cabinet, I took out all of my acrylic organizers that I use for my makeup products. I love these because they're modular and I can rearrange them in many different ways. They've been with me through multiple moves, through law school. In my first apartment, I had them on top of my countertop on my vanity and had had them kind of on display with my makeup products. Now I, of course, have them inside of that cabinet on top of my countertop. So it's great that they've been able to rearrange a few different ways through a few different spaces. And this is where you'll see that I have a lot of makeup products. I am going to organize them in categories though, and we're going to go through them one by one and really understand how many face products I have, how many eyeshadows I have, blushes, etc. Starting with face products, you'll see I have 3 powdered foundations, 1 liquid, and 1 concealer stick. So I'm going to grab the foundation, the concealer stick, and 1 of the powders to put in my everyday drawer. And then the other 2 powders I'm going to put in backstock. Onto eye products, I have 3 mascaras, 1 that's open that I'm using, the other 2 are in a box that I'm putting in backstock, and I have 2 eyeliners, 1 I'm going to use, 1 in backstock. I also have 2 brow sticks. I'm going to put both of those away because I have a brow gel I'm using right now. And then highlighters and other face products, I have decanted, I guess, some of them. 1 I'm pulling out. I'm going to give that to my mom because I know it's her favorite. And I'm pulling out all of the different palettes that have any bronzers and highlighters and things like that and looking at all of it together. I am currently working on this brown palette. That's what I've been using right now. And I'm going to take out that brush because I don't use it. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm sure you can tell how much thinking I'm doing right here. I haven't really started using the black palette or the Becca highlighter, but I know they're both really high quality and I want to keep those. So I'm going to put those to the side to store them in the acrylic organizers. And I'm just kind of contemplating what things I have left. And I decided that I want to keep working through the highlighter palette that has 2 pans left on it. You can see I've worked significantly through that. So I kind of want to finish that off and then keep working through the brown palette that also has some bronzer in it. And then the gold palette that I have where I've decanted products, I am going to keep that as well and get rid of the circular pixie highlighter. This heart blush is almost done. Honestly, I think a couple more weeks and it will be gone. And then I have 2 more little blushes that are separate, as well as 1 palette with a bunch of blushes that I have decanted. And I just wanted to look at a few of them. I decided not to get rid of any of them. I thought about it, but I'm going to wait to see how I like them on my cheeks. I could test them over the next week or so as we are going through the rest of the sophisticated declutter and decluttering makeup products and see if I like them or not. But I am going to put them in my acrylic organizer for now. I decided to get rid of my beauty blender and the little dish that I had it in there. I don't use a beauty blender anymore, so I don't need that. And then here we go with my eyeshadow. Clearly my bronzers, highlighters were a really bad category. Same with blushes, but eyeshadow is about the same. And I have 1 more decanted palette here. And I had a lot of pinkish hued eyeshadows, so I'm getting rid of those. I don't like to use a lot of color. I use a lot of bronze type eyeshadows. I don't like silvery ones. I like browns and warm colors. So I'm keeping those ones, and then a couple of palettes that I really like. You'll see I still have an original Naked palette and it's basically gone. I think I'm finally gonna part with it. I was still using it, but you know what? It's time to let it go. And then I had some space in the palette that I used to decant. These things are magnetic, so a lot of eyeshadows just stick to it, and you'll see what I do. It depends on the palette how I break it apart, and it is kind of nerve-wracking doing this. This palette that I'm breaking apart has some circular eyeshadows, and it was an eyeshadow palette that I got, I think, from a subscription box. I'm not super tied to it, but there are some really pretty colors in there. So I'm going to break it apart, and that way I can get rid of another item and just keep the eyeshadow colors I like and get rid of the ones I don't, because when you buy an eyeshadow palette, it's highly unlikely that you're going to use all of the colors, at least it is for me. So this way it's just less to have in my bathroom, less to store, and I am getting rid of some things. You'll see I have magnets that I am sticking on the backs of some of these. It's just a peel and stick magnet. They're very small, and then I can move them around within the palette here. And this is one of my favorite palettes. I have the 2 different types. This one I believe is from Tarte, It's an older version, but I'll see if they still have something similar that I can link. And then the other rectangular ones, I know I can still find those for you. So I will link that stuff in the description box below. It's kind of fun because you can make your own palette a bit, or as you finish up an eyeshadow palette or a blush palette or a face palette and you have one thing left, you can take it off and put it in your magnetic palette. I had just a couple of eyeshadow sticks that I went through there, and now we're going to rebuild the acrylic organizer in the cabinet, and I'm going to fill it back up with the, I'm calling it backstock makeup, but it's not necessarily backstock makeup. Sometimes I do go in there and use it for special occasions, like if I want something that has a little more glitter or I'm looking for a special eyeshadow color, but for the most part, one of each item goes in my daily top drawer, and that's all I use on a daily basis. And some of these drawers ended up with nothing in there, and others ended up with just very few items. Here we go, organizing my daily use drawer. I keep the products that I use to just get my face ready for the day, whether that's makeup or skincare products. So I also keep in here a moisturizer, a sunscreen, an eye cream, and a couple of other things. Under the sink here, the top drawer, I have backup makeup brushes and some lip products. I am going to declutter a few makeup brushes. A lot of these were from subscription boxes again that I used to subscribe to, beauty subscription boxes, and they haven't been used. So I am just looking through and figuring out which ones are shapes that I don't use. If it's a shape of a brush that I don't use, I'm going to get rid of it. If it's a shape of a brush that I do use and could want to replace my current brushes in the future, I'm going to hold on to it. Also, like I mentioned, I stopped using beauty blenders for the most part, so I got rid of one of my beauty blender holders, but I am going to keep the last two that I have in that holder there. Now I'm testing out my lip products. I have a bunch of mini ones from Clinique. These go by really fast. They're lip crayons I really enjoy, especially the ones that are more of a sheer hue. They're less of a lipstick, but they don't roll up or roll down, so that little bit of product at the tip is all you get. So I don't plan on those being in my collection very long. I'm not a huge lipstick wearer. That's why I like the sheer ones the best. So I'm going through the lipstick products and seeing if I have similar colors, and there are things that I can get rid of. And you'll see I'm definitely decluttering a few of the lipsticks here because I truly just don't wear them that often. I wiped off my hand, and now we are on to nail care products. I do my nails at home. I do both regular polish and gel polish, so I have two different sets of things here, meaning two different types of polish, two different types of top coats and base coats, and accessories that help me to accomplish those manicures. It might seem like a lot, maybe a little bit of nail polish, I'm not sure, but it does save me a lot of money that I do all of it at home, and I always have my nails painted, so I do this very often. I'm starting with the gel side, and I am going through and looking at all the colors, making sure I truly like them. A few of these were bought in sets and had some glitter polishes. I got rid of 3 of those and then kept most of the basic colors. Of course, top coats and base coats I'm gonna keep because those don't go out of style. I got rid of one white colored plain nail polish that I don't really like anymore. It's kind of clumpy. And then I had these nail lacquer press-on things that I got from somewhere, and it's supposed to be like nail polish, but you just put it on your nails like a sticker, and they've just been sitting there in my drawer for a while, so I decided, you know what? Right after this video, I'm going to put them on my nails and be done with it and just quote-unquote declutter that by using it up. Now you'll see I am organizing everything back in the organizer there. I had a couple of nail polish bottles down in my office. I went and grabbed those too because I do my nails at my desk downstairs sometimes, because the best way to let them dry is to do some computer time, because I know I won't be touching other things. And then once I get them all put away, I'm going to load them up and show you the pile of everything I decluttered. It's not a crazy amount, but hey, anything is something. Make sure to check out part 1 if you haven't yet, but until next time, I will see you all later.